First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Makakodash. Yahweh is who this world ignorantly calls God. Yahushua is who this world ignorantly calls Jesus. Ba'ashem means in the name, Rokah means spirit, and Kodash means holy. And that's on the Paleo Hebrew. Also to give double honors to the other bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. In today's video, I wanted to go into how the Lord is the one dragging these nations to fight. And the reason this is so important is because the masses are going to see these events as crazy, as a bad nightmare. I can't believe this is happening. It's only getting worse, so on and so forth. And the reason they're going to have that mentality is because they lack the wisdom to know that this is Bible prophecy, right? So here it is, an hour ago, the U.S. military says it completed heavy wave of strikes against Iran. And they're saying it was a retaliation because Iran, the day prior, yesterday, was shooting at American bases. Now, you can see right here, Iran resumes missile attacks as U.S. and Saudi strike Tehran backed. Goes into it, and look at that number, man, 11:44 a.m. So, I'm going to just hit the quick scriptures on this. And the key thing right here is it says Iran war live updates. U.S. and Saudi airstrikes drag more countries into fighting. And that right there is so beautiful to read because that's exactly what the scriptures say. So let's read it in Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 45. It says, "Therefore hear ye the counsel of Yahweh that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them." Now Babylon is talking about the United States of America, right? It's spoken about in Revelation, the book of Revelation, referred to as the Great Whore, the great city, Babylon the Great. So Babylon is America, and the least of the flock is going into these Israelis. And the point is that the least of the flock, the Israelis, are going to draw out America into World War III. And that's exactly what we're seeing. Now this is going to happen on the other side too. How the other nations, Iran is going to drag out Russia into World War III. And that's exactly the message we're getting here. U.S. and Saudi airstrikes drag more countries into fighting. Now let's see if they exactly, give what countries. Do a quick search. It doesn't pop up instantly when I put it, but I'd have to scroll through all of it. But hey, this thing is escalating. If we're seeing these wars, rumors of wars, we're seeing how, the World War III conflict, which this is it, this is what ultimately is going to send everything into, the big World War III, the whole Iran-Israel conflict. We're seeing the beginning of it right now. So that means a lot of things. It means that the chip is right around the corner, the economic collapse is right around the corner, and things are about to start tightening down. Okay, the Lord is about to start stripping the fat. Okay, he's about to start getting rid of people that are straggling the fence. And I pray to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua that he keeps the Holy Spirit upon me, because at the end of the day it all depends on him, his mercy. So it says, "The least of the flock shall draw them out, surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. At the noise of the taking of Babylon the earth is moved, and the cry is heard amongst the nations." Right? Because once this place is taken, it's going to happen by the way of nuclear missiles. And that's going to make the entire earth shake. And the nations, across the Atlantic Ocean are going to feel the earth shake. Okay? And see the smoke of this place going up. Now, it says, "Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them." Right? Because first, Iran, Russia, those nations are going to go after Israel. And after they destroy Israel, that's when they're going to decide to also destroy America. Now, let's read in Joel chapter 3 and verse 9. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Be your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears, let the weak say, I am strong." And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. It's how everyone is joining the battle, and the weak are now saying they are strong. And the reason you see this is because of this right here: nuclear capability. That's why the weak can now say they're strong, because one nation such as Iran, they have those nuclear bombs, and they side with Russia and they're right there. But these smaller nations siding with the bigger nations can now say they're strong because they have all that access to those nuclear missiles, and that is what levels the playing field. Because everyone knows if one country presses that button, there's another missile coming straight back at you. So nobody wins. And I think I have to fact check this. American law, U.S. bomb all nations with nuclear war. Let's see how accurate this is. No law. Come on. Yeah, I'd have to fact check this because I remember reading about this, but I'm not exactly sure where I heard it. But, okay, back to the point. How the weak say they're strong, and it comes down to those missiles. It says, "Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Yehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about." And that's what we're seeing right now, is that the Lord is gathering the nations to that valley, right? The valley of judgment, which is that Saudi Arabia region. Now let's read in Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 8. It says, "Therefore wait ye upon me, saith Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy." Right? So our job is to wait. Okay, wait for these prophecies, because it is the Lord that is assembling. Okay, let's go into that word assemble and see what it means. To gather, assemble, collect, assemble, gather together. Right? He is gathering the nations to destroy them. And that's why everything you see is going to happen in a way where people say, "I can't believe it." Right? Why are these, leaders making these irrational choices? Why are they pushing for war? And the answer is right there, because the Lord is pushing for it. Let's finish with this. This is Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 4. It says, "The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle." Right? So, same point. It says, "They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land." And what are the weapons of his indignation? These are the weapons. These are the weapons of his indignation. Right? And they're going to, as it said, okay, they're going to come from a far country, from the end of heaven. Okay, because they're literally launched. So, to destroy the whole land. Right? Because this place is going to be made into an utter wasteland. This is all going to happen in the span of 1 hour. Let's read that in Revelation chapter 18 and verse 19. It says, "And they cast dust on their heads, and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea, by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate. Right, so this place is going down in 1 hour. And if you ask the AI, how long does it take? How long does it take an ICBM to reach U.S. from Russia, to reach U.S. from North Korea? You see, people are asking these things because they know. It says approximately 30 minutes, ranging from 20 to 45 minutes. And that's all we have to read. I'll leave it there. With that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKakodash, and double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Shalom, see you like Shalom.